Well, as you know, I'm on 50 Cent's payroll, as they say, right? So let's get into this one. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button and hit that subscribe button, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is going to be the last story of the night, and I just went across a message board, shout out to Boxton, and I saw something that reminded me of what a liar Ja Rule is. This is why I like 50 Cent doesn't lie that much, okay? And I know this because I started my career in New York, okay? And I knew a lot of people, and 50 Cent's stuff always checked out. Ja Rule's never did, okay? 50 Cent actually had a foundation in the city, of all the things he talks about. Ja Rule doesn't, okay? Ja Rule's just a good rapper. 50 Cent was really about that. And Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and them were always trying to block 50 Cent. And I can kind of relate to that because I had so many roadblocks coming up myself. Like, people try to block you from success. That's just a part of life, okay? But it's frustrating, and you got to overcome these roadblocks. Everybody talks about these, and they really exist everywhere, I don't care what you do. I don't care if you work at a corporate job or whatever. People try to put roadblocks, and you gotta jump those like hurdles, So I saw this interview, and so Chaz Williams just passed, okay? And 50 Cent, of course, reacted and said, "I don't want any affiliation with this guy, dead or alive," because he believes that Chaz knew about the attempt on his life, okay? And, he felt like he could have warned him. He said this in Many Men. He said, "Slim, switch sides. Why you want me to die, homie?" He's talking about right before, he got clipped, So anyways, Ja Rule, it didn't all start right here, but this is where things started coming to a head. Ja Rule tells a story about when his chain got took. He says, a guy I know named Troy, okay, Troy and E Moneybags, you've all heard about E Moneybags, were friends, Queens, right? So Troy came home, took Ja aside. Ja said, he knew him, and then, he stuck him for his chain, and then he called Preem and them, and then Preem got the chain back right away. It didn't happen that way. What really happened was Troy took his chain, right? I guess E Moneybags had something to do with it. Listen to Prodigy's song that I did a video for called Miss the Dead 2. He says, "Me and E Moneybags were at Champion Motors. He copped the Navigator. He told me about the jokes Troy and him did. Took him for a shine." Like, I'll link it all below, right? So he's talking about that. Now, what makes Ja Rule's story even worse is that, okay, first, there's two things. Chaz, from Black Hand, who recently passed, his interview says that, yes, Ja Rule was in the club and 50 was there, and he saw 50 with Troy. Troy had his chain, and this is where, things got even more heated. Then they went to Atlanta. They got into a fight. That's when Chaz was there. Then after that, the Hit Factory thing happened. Then, this is all around the How to Rob time. And then they clipped 50, right? And, nothing was ever the same after that. And like Slim, who was really Chaz, was trying to get 50 and Ja cool. Like, he was trying to organize a sit down. Of course, 50 never, was with all that. 50 kind of tried. Then Ja Rule was like, poking his chest out. So Chaz verifies 50's story. And Ja Rule looks stupid, right, in his interview with Vlad. And I'll link all these below. You can watch Ja Rule's story, then you can watch Chaz. Then you can even watch the video with 50 Cent wearing his chain with Life's on the Line. That's Ja Rule's chain, supposedly. That's Ja Rule's chain in the video. That was the whole hype around that time. I kind of remember that. I mean, I was super young when that video came out, but yeah. So it's like, and then even Prodigy rapped about it, and Prodigy told me stories about this stuff. Like, it's like, Ja Rule's a liar, man. Like, that's why when you hear all this stuff, like, yeah, I respect everything Ja Rule did. Ja Rule made a crazy career, and Ja Rule's a part of hip hop history with Jay-Z and DMX and Irv, all that's like Irv Gotti. You can't take history away, but 50 Cent at least tells the truth most of the time. It's like, I don't know. So like, that's what 50 Prodigy was never like super cool with Ja Rule because he was friends with the Moneybags, who had a problem with Supreme, who's cool with Irv Gotti and them, and also so E Moneybags had a problem with Supreme. That was Prodigy's homie, and of course Troy. But like there's way more to that than I know because a lot of that was before my time. Even I just heard about these stories from Prodigy and them. So I don't know. But anyways, 50 of course never forgives anybody. But would you if somebody tried to take you out? No. So I don't know. 50 got the last laugh, I guess. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that up. There's nothing else going on, and I saw that, and I said, I'll just talk about this before we go to sleep. Anyways, guys, tomorrow, invest in yourself. Don't forget, I saw somebody posted up on their Instagram today that they're taking my advice and they're writing down every dollar they spend, and that's a great habit to get into for the next 4 weeks, and just to see where your money's going. Write down every dollar you're spending in a little notepad or on your phone in the notes, and just see where your money's spending. So like at the end of the week, you can see like, okay, I'm spending this much money on food, this much money on entertainment, this much money on going out to drink or whatever. This much money on groceries. This is what my rent is. This is what my cell phone is. And you want to compare that stuff every month. Even look at your cell phone bill and look at the past couple months. It fluctuates. Why is it fluctuating? It shouldn't be fluctuating. Call the phone company and see what's going on, because my bill fluctuates. I always have to call them, hey, why is my bill $10 more this month? They're like, oh, that's an error. They're always stealing money from us, these companies, The only people you can't argue with is the power company and the cable company. Okay, they are not having it. But your phone company, there's too many options. The power company and the cable company usually have a monopoly because you're probably with the fastest service, the best service you got, and there's no other options, But as far as like phone and stuff, you have options. As far as insurance for your car, you have options. Even your car loan, you have options. Sometimes people will give you a better refinance. Yes, just be mindful where your money's going before we start talking about investing money. Invest in yourself as well and your happiness. You have to go to work and you might not be happy going to work. And I'm going to keep stressing this because I think a lot of people, they're negative. Like when someone asks you, how are you doing today? I always say this, like when I'm at the checkout counter, wherever I'm at, I'm like, how are you today? I ask the person, they're like, oh, I'd be better. I'm at work, it's not that great. And I look at them and I always say, well, you're making money, right? And they're like, yeah. I said, then you're having a good day, man, because you have a job and you're making money. And they're like, oh, good point. Because you have to think about the positive, I work nonstop. I work for myself, right? So this is one thing I do, right? This, what I'm doing right now with you guys, this is one thing. I have other things I got to do. And if I don't do everything, I can't provide for myself and I can't provide for the people I love, So when you work for yourself, yeah, you might have more freedom in a way because I can take a break. But when I'm taking a break, I'm anxious because, I might be fumbling one of my jobs, that I have, the many responsibilities that I have. And if you fumble, sometimes everything can collapse, When you're at work, it's a working machine, So it's like you're at work at a grocery store or something. If you slack a little bit, it's okay, I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying it's a little more pressure sometimes when you work for yourself. So just, whatever your situation is, if you're making money and you want to change the situation, go ahead and change your situation. But look at your blessings instead of looking at the negatives, like you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that. Look at the positives, okay? Try to do that. Look at somebody else's situation, that's what I try to do a lot. Right, as of now, I have, I'm healthy. For now, I'm healthy and everything, and that's a blessing. Some people have other other problems, you know, and you got to look at what's going well for you and be thankful for that and smile and know your self-worth, you know you're worth something. And you know what? You're not dead, you're breathing. So you have time to change your circumstances. Be patient, be focused, and just believe in the good. I love you guys. Protect yourself. Invest in yourself. Have a great night.